take a look at the tail of the tape. I feel I must tell you, 𝗘𝗨𝗥𝗢𝗣𝗑 says, no, 5'6" is not accurate. Everyone likes to add a couple inches to their height, though. Michiel Campanella is 38, 𝗟𝗏𝗏s is 27. Campanella is the taller fighter here, but the longer reach belongs to 𝗟𝗏𝗏s.
All right, keys to victory for Campanella. The front kick to the body and the level change under pressure when 𝗟𝗏𝗏s is attacking. And he's got a couple of on-flu chokes on his record when people attack the neck. For Mattis, he's got to move laterally and he's got to kick the calf, take away those legs. And when it comes down to the wrestling, sprawl over submission. If you attack a guillotine, you've got to deal with a von-flu choke.
There's 𝗘𝗨𝗥𝗢𝗣𝗅s in the black. Michiel Campanella is in the red trunks.
Fight.
Winner advances to a bantamweight semifinal. Southpaw stance for 𝗟𝗏𝗏s, wide stance for both fighters.
Yeah, really wide stance for both fighters. Interestingly, the face-offs yesterday, the way Mattis did a little level change before he came up. I wonder if he was trying to throw his opponent off, suggesting that he's going to wrestle.
Shadowed the left hand behind it, that did Campanella.
It's always satisfying when a body kick or a low kick makes that nice slapping sound, but when it's got a dull thud to it, that's when you really know it's uncomfortable to receive. Side kick to the leg. Matisse has got to get around these kicks.
That's a shot, that's a nice shot.
Looks like the left hand of 𝗟𝗏𝗏s might have glanced off the top of Campanella's head, but allows the level change in this body lock position. Heavy whizzer here from 𝗟𝗏𝗏s.
All the way, trust your legs. Look at the underhook, heavy on the overhook. Hands together, speak time. Good job.
Good head position here from Campanella, looking for that outside reach. I think Mattis is wise to it though. He keeps pulling his heel back to the cage, so there's no space.
Got that nice underhook now. Good job. Pressure. Watch your leg.
Guillotine attempt here for Campanella.
Yeah, keep that right there.
Got to pay that respect. You can see how heavy he's bearing down on the neck of Matisse.
𝗟𝗏𝗏s had to back himself out of that choke.
Great structure there, Matisse. Take that
𝗟𝗘𝗥𝗢𝗣𝗘, the best in the building.
Straight shot, what I want.
Sitting cage side, watching this PFL Europe action. Dan, we've got 2 shows in France to close out the year. You think we'll see 𝗟𝗘𝗥𝗢𝗣𝗘 on one of those?
I hope so. I hope so. I mean, the crowd are going to want to see him back in action. And I've heard that Baki's in the building as well today, Sean, because he's cornering and coaching. Might get frosty later.
Baris Adiguzel, I believe, in the corner of 𝗟𝗏𝗏𝗡 Abayev later tonight. Halfway through round 1 coming. 𝗟𝗏𝗏𝗏s appears to be settling in just a little bit better to his rhythm. Oh, good spinning side kick from Campanella.
Kind of caught Matisse on the hip. In an uncomfortable position to take it. That was a good calf kick as well. Forced 𝗟𝗏𝗏s to switch his stance immediately. Good work cutting the cage off by Matisse. It's always difficult when you've got someone who's a long-range striker that can kick. Oh, spin. Oh,
back fist, not on the spin, just to get away from me.
Just flicked it out, caught him on the chin.
Walk off the underhook. Big corn, good job. They're heavy.
The reversal there by Matisse. Now, does he try and grapple? Of course, he's got grappling skills. We saw that in his last fight with that rear naked choke finish. But he also knows how dangerous his opponent is on the floor and may feel like he's got that striking advantage, which is probably why he breaks.
20 seconds, man. Little space.
With someone that's got the kicking game of Campanella, I would like to be able to find a boxing range. See, whenever you step in, you're opening up your opportunities for level changes for your opponent.
All the way.
And really, if you can take away that big step in by maintaining your composure in close range, you can often make other people feel very uncomfortable. Like Campanella trying to climb over the neck. Matisse turned into it.
Oh, switch knee! Michiel Campanella
Jumps on his back. Has he got it? He's under the neck. He's got it.
Under that chin. This is a tight squeeze. If he can control the hips, 𝗟𝗓𝗏s might have to surrender here.
Can Matisse shake him off? He's not got hooks, but that neck control is tight.
No, he's too high, and 𝗟𝗓𝗏s out the back door. Look at the recovery from Matisse 𝗟𝗓𝗏s.
I see some blood from somewhere. I wonder if that knee opened him up. Oh, and he was got a triangle attempt. Matisse is wise to it, but he's already got his legs together.
Gonna have to protect his arm too. Not enough squeeze from Michiel Campanella.
Knee to the body there from Matisse. And again,
posting elbows from Matisse. 𝗟𝗓𝗏s give Campanella something to think about. Up to this front headlock position. Good work by Campanella. Wrestles his way all the way up onto the back. Matisse 𝗟𝗓𝗏s.
hey,
I thought he was going for a spinning back fist and he decided to make it a kick instead.
second round. Fight.
Frenetic pace as well.
Side kicks in the midsection, stepping side kick even. Spinning, heel kick to the leg, Andy Hook style. That was a good half kick from Matisse. Yeah, and as Matisse crashes forward, we get the level change from Campanella.
Better sprawl this time for Matisse 𝗟𝗓𝗏s.
Yeah, that's good decision making. I think he probably got a talking to from the corner team.
Body kick. That time the toes dug in. Campanella throws a calf kick and then switches stances as well.
Again with the back kick to the midsection. Just glanced off the elbow of Matisse. Oh, that was a good knee catch there, but Matisse did a good job of managing to stay on his feet. I thought he was going to get taken down again. Now he's circled to the back. He's going to ride that hip. Very nice spiral ride, but Campanella builds back up to his knees.
Good job. He's
Still not out of danger.
Let's go.
𝗟𝗓𝗏s doing a great job of controlling the head of Michiel Campanella after those sprawls. 90 seconds gone in round two. Matisse working with his left hand.
Yeah, this is a much better position for him to be landing these shots. Close range is the key, I think, for 𝗟𝗓𝗏s in this fight. Boxing range or clinch work. If you're at range, you're going to be dealing with the long legs, and if you're playing jiu-jitsu, then you never know where a choke's going to sneak its way in.
Scan that QR code at the bottom right-hand corner of your screen. Download the PFL app. Full fight library is available anytime, anywhere. And if you're just tuning in, you will not want to miss what we saw already here in Belgium. So go back to the fight library and check out the first few fights of the night. Campanella now duck under, back to the back of Matisse 𝗟𝗓𝗏s.
All the way. Good job. Stand the grip.
Chasing a takedown with his body lock, but good hustle from 𝗟𝗓𝗏s to get back to his feet.
Yeah, great work fighting the hands as well. I like that spinning attempt though on the break from Campanella. Fortunately for 𝗟𝗓𝗏s, he got on his bike pretty quickly and was out of the way.
Scooping uppercut from Campanella was too slow. Sharp calf kick. Oh! A spinning elbow that landed. Borrowed from Oliveira earlier in the night. Campanella, though, wrestles to this top position. Three-quarter mount for now.
Now this is where Campanella goes to work. Look at the arm triangle setups coming. You can see Matisse is trying to keep his elbows low, but those strikes are going to bring his arms up like they have. Almost gave his back.
Gets the half guard back, does Matisse 𝗟𝗓𝗏s. Campanella, heavy shoulder pressure.
Good effort to bridge, but look at that ability to move and slide his hips back into position again. Rode that really well. Now he's got that shoulder of justice in the neck. Feet on the hips for Mat.𝗍𝗓. Can he make some space, or is he going to stay here and attack? Again, 𝗘𝗨𝗥𝗢𝗣𝗘 stepping over, working around the legs, constant forward pressure. Nice work. Now he's cleared to side control. Superb. 40 seconds left to work. It's only short time, but it's enough.
Another bridge just to get the underhook back from Matiz Zaharovs. Thought about giving up his back in order to build a base. Stays on his back instead.
Clever movement here. Breaks him back down again. Simple mat return. Stays on the body lock, but he's too high. Mat.𝗍𝗓 can shake him off forward, and you heard the 10-second clapper. This is where you get the reverse Muay Thai clinch on the back of the head and pull him underneath your shoulder.
Instead, we'll go to the stools. One more round to go in this bantamweight tournament quarterfinal.
So there's the spinning elbow. Amazingly, Mat.𝗍𝗓 took it on the chin and was able to land in top position. But 𝗘𝗨𝗥𝗢𝗣𝗘 never stayed still. He kept moving. You can see he digs his underhook straight away. Man, that could have been a fight finisher. I mean,
anything you could do, I could do almost as well. Almost as well. One more round between Mihail 𝗘𝗨𝗥𝗢𝗣𝗘 in the red and Matiz Zaharovs in the black.
I think if I was in Mat.𝗍𝗓's corner, I would be encouraging him to try and get either a big knockdown or a finish in this round, because I wouldn't be confident of the scorecards. I mean, the knockdown in the first round, the ground control in the second. That was a good straight left. Another spinning attack exposed his back. Now Zaharovs is pushing him for a takedown.
Good head position and elbow off the break, okay?
Steps across. Beautiful throw. Reverses this position. Again, Zaharovs hustles back to his feet. 𝗘𝗨𝗥𝗢𝗣𝗘 pressing him.
There you go.
Clever defense from Zaharovs. He read that kick was coming on the separation.
See Gustavo Oliveira there in the bottom of your corner, bottom of your screen, waiting to face off with the winner of this bout, ready for the semi-finals.
He's already issued his official apology to whoever he faces. So.
Oh, that was good work. Good balance by 𝗘𝗍𝗓. Just manages to step behind a little bit and was able to land in top position. 3.5 minutes left in this third round. But how long is he going to be able to maintain this position against 𝗘𝗨𝗥𝗢𝗣𝗘, who is always moving? See, he's working on that half guard. He's building himself up to his knees. Clever movement. Zaharovs controlling the far side hip and leg. He's got like an inside thigh control for a moment. Now he takes the back.
Beautiful back take here by Matiz Zaharovs. Got plenty of time to work. 3 minutes remaining in this fight. Gustavo Oliveira will face the winner, as Dan already mentioned. The bantamweight semifinal will take place later in the year in Lyon, if I'm not mistaken.
The semi-finals will be in Nantes. The finals will be in Lyon.
All right. I know it's somewhere in France.
We're doubling up on France. They love us there.
Big squeeze here.
That looks really good. That looks really good.
It's on the chin for now.
You can see he's got both hands controlling one wrist, but 𝗘𝗍𝗓 still managed to get his arm all the way across onto his far side shoulder. He can put the guy to sleep here. Mihail's got to start fighting those hands a little more.
Zaharovs has to let go. Wow, close. You saw the color of 𝗘𝗨𝗥𝗢𝗣𝗘's head changing to like a raspberry purple.
Good body triangle position. He's going to maintain this back control. Can he recycle the neck attack? He's over the shoulder again.
If he can get his left arm free, he can switch this to a short choke. It doesn't necessarily have to be under the chin. You can always get pressure enough on the jaw Easier said than done, of course, with 𝗟𝗍𝗄𝗣𝗅 Campanella defending intelligence.
Fais-lui ouvrir son triangle. Fais-lui ouvrir son triangle avec tes jambes.
You hammer fist to soften him up. I wonder if anything in Campanella's mind is telling him that he's won the first 2 rounds, so survival is the most important thing in this third. Minute quarter to go. I feel like the pressure's on Zaharovs to keep this, keep attacking. Nice work with the underhook. Campanella can now build up and reverse the position. Clever work. Minute to go. Tries for the outside reach. Ortiz maintains balance.
Been in this position several times in this fight. This is the defense for Zaharovs. Grabs those wrists, presses down. Campanella hanging on doggedly. Oh, and now he's got the right arm trapped temporarily. Zaharovs stood up and pulled it out. Campanella with the desperation move, tried to circle all the way to the back. Final 20 seconds of this bantamweight affair. Ortiz Zaharovs looks like he will potentially finish this one on top. But was the round 3 dominance enough after what happened in the first 2 frames? Back to the feet for just a second or 2. Good combination. Campanella says immediately, I did enough. The judges will have to decide it here in Brussels, Belgium.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of action, we go to our judges' scorecards. All 3 judges scored this bout 29-28 for your winner, progressing to the semi-finals, 𝗟𝗍𝗄𝗣𝗅 Campanella!
Tail the tape for this one. Garnett 36, as we already mentioned. Thomas Groenewald is 31. Groenewald, the taller fighter here at 5'7". He has a 1-inch reach advantage as well.
All right, we've got some keys to victory for this. The final fight in the bantamweight bracket for Dean Garnett. He's got to set the pace early. He doesn't want to let the tank engine run away from him. He's got to defend all takedowns because he feels like he wins this on the feet and with striking volume. For Groenewald, it's got to be that counter left hook. Wrestling to top position is going to be a key, and then all kinds of chokes and scrambles.
Oh, the Lazy King is in the building. 𝗟𝗘𝗥𝗢𝗣𝗅. He's fighting on our 9th card coming up at the end of September. Dean Garnett in the red trunks. Thomas Groenewald is in the black. Early clash, right hand from Garnett got the better of him.
Both guys extremely experienced as well, Sean. Plenty of fight between them. I expect a slow, calculated start from both men.
Yeah, Dean looks like he's... Sorry. Looks like Dean's trying to stand his ground and counterpunch a little bit, maybe defend some takedowns instead of grappling himself. What were you saying, Sean, sorry?
Well, just 12 wins apiece to drive home Brendan's point. Pretty equal distribution of successes in the cage over their careers.
Calculated start here from Thomas circling.
Nice level change. Good timing on that, but what a read by Dean Garnett, who's now got a wrap on the neck. And you know how good his submission skills are.
Speaking to Dean yesterday, he said he had a great weight cut. Huge for the weight, might I add.
A couple of nice knees from Dean Garnett in that front headlock position.
Oh, nice.
Right hand again. Front kick there from Thomas Groenewald.
Lovely sprawl again by Dean. Goes for the ankle as well to control this position. You can see Groenewald's hooked onto the wrist. Careful he's not grabbing the glove there.
Sit out the tempo.
Got the cradle position, Dean Garnett pressing down, making Groenewald really carry his weight. It's going to take a lot of effort to break that grip.
Good knee to the body.
Really effective knees there from Dean.
That'll tenderize your ribs.
Beautiful switch.
Oh, a guillotine attempt from Garnett.
He's good with these, he's good with these, he's tight with these.
Cranking hard on the neck of Thomas Groenewald. This is a nice squeeze, and he's got the hips controlled.
Now the really tight. You can see how Granville's stacking to try and stop this choke from sinking too far. That looks so deep though now. I think Dean knows he's got it.
Extremely deep.
Yeah, he's got this.
Dean Garnett with the big
That's
squeeze. Thumbs up from Thomas Granville. Where is he finding the space? I guess you can see the right side of that neck has a little bit of room for the carotid, at least right now.
I guess Thomas has been working on his guillotine defense, guys.
Either that or he can breathe through his belly button.
Yeah.
What pressure, man, that looks tight.
So tight.
Oh man, how is he hanging on here? At what point, Brendan, do you start thinking, if you're Dean, I better let go of this so I don't burn my arms out?
I'd say about now, Dan. Like, it gets like that, you know, when you're really going for these submissions and you don't get them.
Man, look at the veins in his neck.
Yeah, it's really tight from Dean Garnett here.
Garnett tried to change the angle on it, walking his toes along the cage.
Superb defense.
Oh, my goodness.
Superb defense. And you know, Thomas taking this on short notice, guys. Let's give him his praise here. To do that against someone like Dean Garnett.
Pure stubbornness, that was. That's my kind of sub-defense.
Beautiful.
And now Dean Garnett, you've got to wonder how his arms are feeling. He gave that a good squeeze. That was a real solid bite that he had on that guillotine. So why would you not commit to it?
Look how long it's taken for the color to drain from Thomas Granville's face.
Crazy. Amazing defense. And good position here, sliding the knee in. You know, how much has this taken out of Dean going for this submission? We'll see.
Yeah, look at this blown up forearms. Nice work. Pops his hips up just momentarily, but I think he's also concerned that as he's building up, he might be open to knees to the head from Granville because he's in the right position to throw.
Yeah, that rule's now changed recently, and you know, I had to get used to that myself. It's quite difficult to get used to as you're coming up now. You have to actually watch for the knees, whereas before it was completely illegal.
Dean Garnett out the back door. Granville has to turtle up to prevent this onslaught.
It's a great chest match on the ground here.
But you see Garnett able to immediately get some offense going, and Granville's been more positioning on top.
Granville over the neck.
Rich wants to have a look at a replay.
He's got a real strong neck and upper back. You can see how he's driving his head up. Granville wants to try and bear down on the back of his neck, try and drive the crown of his head towards the canvas so he can wrap the guillotine tighter.
Look at the muscles in Dean Garnett's back.
Crazy. I don't know how he makes this weight back.
He's crazy. I mean, it takes a lot out of him. We spoke about this yesterday. He's got to do it another couple of times this year if he's successful, and it's difficult.
He was even talking about moving up to featherweight at some point.
I mean, Dan, have you watched his documentary on his weight cutting?
Absolutely, yeah.
Well, there you go. There you go. He said he's learned from them.
Yeah, that guillotine attempt probably alone was enough to seal that round for him. It was so close.
But what effect is it going to have in this round now after really going for that choke?
Well, this is the question. I mean, only Dean knows how his arms are feeling right now, and I'm sure his corner team were shaking him out if necessary, but everything's going to feel a little slower if he's got that lactate build up in his muscles.
I mean, you can physically see it.
That's because he's got like 2% body fat.
That's also true. Beautiful. I really like the way Thomas is dipping for that takedown. It's beautiful as Dean commits.
He's going to have to bring his feet.
There we go
with
again.
him.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
He's timing it perfect.
If he wants to get Dean Garnett down, he's got to drive his legs and hips forward.
Really impressed with Thomas here on short notice. I really am.
Yeah, he's very good at reading Dean as he steps forward, just keeping enough space in between them so Dean has to step before he lands a punch. He's not in direct punching range. Dean always has to move his feet into range. I wonder if Granville went back to watch that McGrillen fight and thought to himself, what am I going to have to hit this guy with to put him away? You know?
I mean, I can honestly see here two very experienced mixed martial artists. It's a chess game, this one.
Yeah. Oh, that was a good short hook from Granville.
That right hand from Dean doesn't even have to land, but it'll back you up because he throws with so much intent.
Both guys are feeling it. Oh, it's a nice hook. And he got caught a few times with that with Lewis McGrillen too, that hook on the outside.
Good jab from Granville, traded a leg kick for it.
Underhook there, circles himself off the fence. Wrapped on the neck again. He looks for an outside reap. Can he get Granville to the floor? He does.
Great work. Great
Look
work.
at the scrambling of Granville.
Granville, you know the type, don't you, Dan? You know the ones that just slip in and out of everything.
Yeah.
The snaky type grapplers.
Absolutely.
And there is that
rule
downed
change.
opponent rule change that you're talking about, Brendan. Granville's hands are both on the mat, but your knees got to be down for you to be down now. Those hands have to be truly weight-bearing.
And that was a big change, because that was a forever rule, right? And just changed recently.
And people would just play games.
Yes.
You would put a finger on the mat, you're down.
Exactly.
They even tried to solve it where you kind of can't play that game, but then it's very subjective and based on the opinion of the referee, right?
Which you can't have
No,
at this level.
And also the 12-6 elbows being changed as well is, you know, there's a huge difference, and we've seen them used with really good effect. I actually don't think we've seen these knees being used as well as they could be. You know?
Well, gyms will be now drilling them, won't they?
Yes. Some awkward control around the leg that he had for a moment, but now he's freed Dean up.
That's beautiful work, both guys. Slippery.
It's really interesting. He's not shy about reaching back, which can put you in a really, really bad situation when someone is on your back. But Thomas Granville now with the Kimura grip. Nice.
Dean just using his brute strength there.
Yeah, if you've got it, you can use it.
Exactly.
And just for a moment, as you said, Granville had that Kimura, but the downside to that is he couldn't protect his head as it was planting onto the canvas.
Excellent.
Kind of out the back door goes Granville.
Nice jab as well on the exit. Thomas now pressing forward. He'll look to time Dean's punches to go for a takedown, I'd say again. He's doing that really nice.
Yeah, Dean's looking for that rear uppercut.
Switches stances. Thinks better if it goes back to orthodox.
Nice.
Overhead right,
Dino.
Dean Garnett.
Showing visible signs of tiredness now, though.
Those arms that we talked
Yeah,
about.
they're burning, guys.
Squeeze.
They're burning.
They're hanging down by the waist.
Oh, here we
now.
go. Now we're in a Dean Garnett fight. Here we go.
Driving into the fence. Still going for the double leg takedown at the moment. You can see Granville on the wrist, trying to get loose of that control, and now he turns off a knees to the body.
Looked like Garnett wanted to back out. Granville kept him close in with that clinch. Attacked the knee to the body.
Very even fight here. Very close exchanges. Very hard to score as well.
You've got to think as well, the longer this fight goes, the more the confidence of Granville is going to grow, because he was the short notice opponent. And Dean, you've got to wonder when he's starting to question how this fight is playing out for him, because this, I mean, obviously he said to us in the fighter interviews, he wins everywhere, right? He wins this fight everywhere, almost like it was going to be quite a comfortable one for him. But
Tell you what, these short notice opponents, they can go with where they can get a wild card. You've trained for someone for 6 weeks, and then a week before you get someone with a completely different style that can really throw you off.
And we know how tough Granville is. We've seen it so many times.
One elbow right at the horn. Dean Garnett. Thomas Granville. One more round.
Very interesting, very close fight.
Yes.
Up for grabs.
It's a nice short left hand from, oh, that was beautiful, clever work.
Feinted the knee, turned it into a Superman punch.
Granville not shooting as much anymore, really like finding his confidence with his hands in this round now.
I think maybe he's starting to see that Dean's slowed down a bit, and now Granville finds that he's got his timing. See, because Dean can be quite flat-footed, you tend to see the build-up of his movement in his upper body before he steps.
I said it before, like won 4 of his last 5, his only losses to the champion last year. Super impressive from Dean, but at 36, you've got to think, how long has he got left? I mean, this is his time now.
As we were talking about, sometimes it's just the battle of the weight division, you know. I mean, as people grow, they naturally gain muscle mass and bone density, and Dean's been doing this for a long time now. You can imagine that his bone density and muscle mass has been steadily growing over those years. Featherweight might be the right move for him.
I agree. I agree.
Granville with the forward pressure now. Garnett happy to meet it, stay in the center of the smart cage. Tying up the right arm.
These type of fights, they do suit Dean though. You know, the clinchy type, dirty boxing. He really gets stuck into these fights and comes alive.
I like the fact that Granville was trying to strip these grips and he was trying to get out of this clinch, but now it looks like he's been drawn into the grappling match that Dean wants.
Yeah.
Although maybe not. You can see the anti-clinch, you can see the frames coming inside the underhooks and overhooks, Nice
That was
inside reach
beautiful.
takedown.
Beautiful, Dean, but great scramble for
step
Thomas.
through.
Stay low on him, stay low.
Garnett showing his awareness and his strength there. Good scramble by Granvall to get back on his feet.
This is about as mixed martial arts as it gets.
Right.
You know?
Pulls into the floor. Granvall's clamped onto a Kimura, but he needs to be dealing more with the hook that's controlling his hip.
He's turning in nicely. Dean's trying to hold on to the back.
Granvall switches over to top position into the half guard of Dean Garnett.
I'm super impressed with Granvall scrambling, I really am. Strong guy like Dean Garnett on top of you, he's really impressed me.
Brendan, get your phone out and click on that QR code to download the app. Have you downloaded this yet?
What is this?
The full fight library on the PFL app. Every Brendan Loughnane fight in the PFL Smart Cage available on the PFL app. Look, Garnett's trying to set up a shoulder choke from the bottom here. Granvall able to move his arm to the opposite side of Dean Garnett's head.
You've got to think now, guys, 2 minutes left, Dean on bottom, he has to do something here.
Yeah, he's looking very fatigued. 2 minutes to go. You can see Granvall maybe trying to sneak in an arm for a Darce choke, perhaps. Dean's clamped onto that wrist with both hands. Now he's going to try and sit up. Got to be careful he doesn't expose his back in the process.
I've never been the jump guillotine type. It's so dangerous. It's hit or it's miss, but if you miss, you really miss.
Yes.
And we're seeing that on, you know, this is evident here now. Dean's really gone for that in the first round, and it gassed himself out.
Granvall forcing pressure again.
It's like the MMA equivalent of going all in, isn't it? You know what I mean? Like, put all the chips in the middle of the table and see what happens. And Dean looks very, very tired here. And also, you know, you were talking earlier about that weight cut. The difference in going through the weight cut and getting a hard squeeze on a guillotine and not. I mean, Dean might feel like he can do that all day in the gym.
Granvall now has the right arm of Dean Garnett isolated and trapped under the instep. Good work by Garnett to get it back.
If you've not seen Dean Garnett's weight cut, ladies and gentlemen, put in YouTube Dean Garnett weight cut, and you'll see what this man goes through to make this weight.
I think we're also seeing the unfortunate results of big weight cuts as well here.
But Granvall, super impressive, great positioning, trapping the far wrist. It's really impressed with his grappling, his tenacity. The way he can mix levels, beautiful.
Now, I know his nickname is the Tank Engine because his name's Thomas, but he has got a tank engine, hasn't he?
What a fitting name.
Yeah.
Thomas Granvall avoiding these up kicks from Dean Garnett. One sneaks through. Granvall now one more time into the mount, big elbow.
A solid performance from Thomas Granvall.
Nice.
And that's going to surprise a lot of people. That's going to upset a lot of parlays. A lot of people would have had Dean Garnett as a shoo-in for that.
The level at this bantamweight division now.
Yes, right.
Horrifying.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of action, we go to our judges' scorecards. All 3 judges scored this bout 29-28 for your winner, securing their place in the semi-finals, Dean Garnett!
Garnett gets the nod from the judges and advances in the bantamweight tournament. Very, very close fight. I would not have been surprised had that gone the other way. I don't think you can be mad that he gets his hand raised either.
I mean, after his last fight, I'm just super happy for him to get in the win column and advance. And guess what? His competition this year. I am excited for these fights. I don't know about you, George.
So Dean Garnett will move on to face the still undefeated 𝗟𝗘𝗥𝗢𝗣𝗘, who we saw win via knockout earlier tonight. That's a fun semifinal matchup for Nantes, France. Arkham tail the tape for this bantamweight semifinal. Baris Adiguzel is 26, Julian Lopez is 35. Lopez is significantly taller, but Baris Adiguzel has a 1-inch reach advantage.
All right, it's time for keys to victory for this one. Brought to you by Arkham. So for Baris Adiguzel, he's got to kick the body, work that body and damage it. Knees in the clinch are going to be really useful, and then just keep it MMA. Make sure he uses his whole skill set. He's good everywhere the fight goes. For Julian Lopez, play the long game, and I don't mean by distance, I mean by time. Take it into the deeper rounds. Commit to his power punches, and of course, neck attacks when he's wrestling. That's where he can really get this fight in the win column.
Winner advances to Lyon, France for a $100,000 Bantamweight Tournament Championship. Adiguzel in the southpaw stance.
Battle of French guys.
Yeah, there's a lot of hype around Adiguzel.
He tries back-to-back high kicks.
Oh!
Oh, the left-hand uppercut already has Lopez in a little bit of trouble.
You gotta be very careful because Baris is a knockout machine.
Man, he commits to these punches.
Another uppercut landed. Lopez is in serious trouble on his back and shelling up. You gotta go.
He's out.
It's over. All done. Baris Adiguzel, the sniper.
Wow.
First round.
Did you expect that, Cedric? Yeah, you expected that.
Of course, this guy is very,
Corral back in.
very fast with the fist, and then he caught him with this hook, and then he couldn't take it anymore, and then he's done.
Man.
Crazy. Very power on the hand. Now he's done. It's not even him. Yeah.
Big
done.
power.
That's crazy. First round.
Wow.
And you know, for some fighters, they need the first round to warm up. You know, to get inside the fight mentally. And when the opponent is fast, like opponent like me, he doesn't let you to get in the fight. You know, it shows hard punch, hard kicks, and then if you don't, you know, if you're not aware, then you can get knocked out.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, referee Rich Mitchell holds the action at 36 seconds of round number 1, declaring your winner via knockout and securing his place in the PFL Europe Bantamweight Tournament Final, the sniper, Baris Adiguzel!
So Dean Garnett has got to set the pace, and he's coming in great condition, so I think that's part of his game plan. He's got to punch into takedowns, he can't make them too obvious, but then when it hits the floor, he's got to control his opponent and choke him out. For ~𝗟𝗨𝗥𝗢𝗣, fast footwork is going to be a key. He's got to stay mobile, but fighting in bursts might catch Dean off guard. And of course, he's got to stay off the fence, so defending those takedowns will be easier.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, the following fight is the first of our semi-finals in the PFL Europe Bantamweight Tournament. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. He is an MMA specialist and stands 5 feet 7 inches tall. He weighed in officially at 135.6 pounds, and his record is perfect, with 9 wins across his 9 fights. This man fights out of Wrocław, Poland. This is 𝗟𝗘𝗥𝗢𝗣𝗍! And his opponent fighting out of the red corner. He is a grappling specialist and stands 5 feet 6 inches tall. He weighed in officially at 136 pounds and owns a record of 13 victories, 3 losses, and a single draw. He fights out of Liverpool, England, presenting Dean Garnett. The referee in charge, Lloyd Porter.
𝗟𝗘𝗥𝗢𝗣𝗍 is in the black trunks.
Ready?
Fight. Daniela says round number 1 set to start. Dean Garnett's in the red. Winner advances to Lyon, France for a Bantamweight Tournament Final. Southpaw stance for 𝗟𝗘𝗥𝗢𝗣𝗘.
Look at the difference in stance between the two of them as well. Dean is very traditional in his stance, a little bit lower, a little bit more set into the floor, whereas Jan is very light on his feet. Makes him quick off the mark, which is why he does tend to fight in bursts and catch people off guard. Dean's super patient here. He's going to try and smoke out some anxiety and level change under a panicked attack. I think that might be his game plan. Certainly looks like he's looking to level change. Interesting feeling out process.
Finally breaks the seal at 1 minute mark. Inside leg kick lands there for Jan.
You can see Dean's confident pressure is forcing Jan to second guess a little bit in his attack. Because you can see that Dean's kind of waiting, he's holding something back, waiting to go.
That chanting you're hearing in the background are 𝗟𝗘𝗥𝗢𝗣𝗘 supporters who made the trip here to Nantes, France.
Good jab. This is a good pace here for 𝗟𝗘𝗥𝗢𝗣𝗘. If he can keep this up and just stay on the end of his jab and his front kick, he might be able to force Dean to do something reckless, which opens up 𝗟𝗘𝗥𝗢𝗣𝗘's finishing opportunities. Timing on that takedown.
Spinning attempt finds nothing to land on as Dean Garnett,
what a scramble,
right underneath it.
𝗟𝗘𝗥𝗢𝗣𝗘 just went elbow, elbow, elbow constantly until there was space. As a statement straight away, and he looks confident from it as well. He's picked up his striking pace. Those front kicks to the body. Beautiful counter striking.
Nasty inside leg kick and a left hand to follow from 𝗟𝗘𝗥𝗢𝗣𝗘.
I love that front kick that he's been using. It also makes it difficult for Dean to level change as that front kick's coming up the midsection. He's got to time it right, otherwise he could potentially run onto it.
There it is again, this time Garnett
he's got a guillotine.
the leg. Strong guillotine attempt here from 𝗟𝗥𝗥𝗢𝗣𝗘.
He's gone over the shoulder. Look, you can see Dean's gone over the shoulder to try and take some pressure off this, but that's a good guillotine attempt. Man, 𝗟𝗥𝗥𝗢𝗣𝗅's really using his lower body to push Dean away. I think he's going to have given up on that now.
Dean Garnett muscles through the guillotine attempt and into the closed guard now. 𝗟𝗥𝗥𝗢's backing himself up to the smart cage, where he'll try to elevate his shoulders, get his feet back on the mat.
Don't win defense, don't win defense. Don't win defense.
See 𝗟𝗥𝗥𝗢𝗣𝗘 kicking himself out, trying to threaten an arm. He's very active on the bottom, makes it difficult for Dean Garnett to control him. One thing I will say though is Dean works with a lot of young fighters, and the benefit in that is that those young fighters can grow and they can scrap and they can scramble. So I would imagine that Dean spends a lot of his week holding down younger fighters and trying to stifle their aggression. I like these butterfly hooks that he's using.
𝗟𝗥𝗥𝗢𝗣𝗘 trying to get his legs back in the fight here. Double butterfly.
Trying to make space. Dean smothering. Punches to the hamstring. Well, this is a better position for Dean. 30 seconds to make it work though.
Good knee to the midsection from that top spot. Now figure four on the bottom leg to prevent 𝗟𝗘𝗥𝗢𝗣𝗘 from building a base.
This is going to give Dean confidence that if he can get the fight to the floor, that he's going to be able to now control him. So 𝗟𝗥𝗥𝗢𝗣𝗘's going to have to be really, really cautious in this second round of how he attacks and when.
In Lyon, December 13th. Southpaw stance to start round two again for 𝗟𝗘𝗥𝗢𝗣𝗘. Goes back to the front kick. Giving different looks, showing different stances, 𝗟𝗘𝗥𝗢𝗣𝗑.
Yeah, much better for him to be in the center of the cage though, because even if he does get taken down, there's space to scramble away, whereas if he's trapped up against the fence, Dean is a specialist in keeping you there. I like that body tack though, he might be opening up the head kick here. Dean really swept away with that kick.
Nice hook. Counter with the right hook, 𝗟𝗘𝗥𝗢𝗣𝗑 bouncing light on the feet. Garnett did put a lot of effort into staying on top in the close of round number 1.
He's got clever striking as 𝗟𝗘𝗥𝗢𝗣𝗑, but that was a great takedown attempt again by Garnett. Look how he scurries around over the legs to cover them. Clever work.
Trying to reach that right leg around, see if he can get himself onto Dean Garnett's back. Garnett wise to it.
Doing a good work elevating, isolating an arm. Reverse triangle attempt here is going to be difficult to finish. Certainly not ideal for Dean to get stuck in here. Maybe 𝗟𝗘𝗥𝗢𝗑 can use it as a scrambling opportunity.
Instead, Dean Garnett clocks himself around into side control and then oddly steps back into the closed guard of 𝗟𝗘𝗥𝗢𝗑.
I think Dean probably feels like he can control his hips better. But watch those up kicks though.
Now north-south again. This is where the old man strength of Dean Garnett really comes into play in a fight like this.
Yeah, absolutely. So good at spreading his weight. He's very clever at how he distributes his weight when he's in top position. Look how his hand goes searching back for the head. On the wrist always. There it is, wrist control. Hooking now. Can 𝗟𝗘𝗥𝗢𝗑 scrape him off?
Jan trying to shake the monkey out of the tree. Successfully works his way back to the feet. Seated switch attempt here for Jan. Again, Dean stays a step ahead.
All over him like a rat on a Cheeto, to quote the great Randy Couture.
Shout out to Randy.
See if 𝗟𝗘𝗥𝗢𝗑 can shake him free here. Dean is like Velcro though, stuck to his back.
Good mat return, forcing 𝗟𝗘𝗥𝗢𝗑 down onto his referee position.
Oh, that's a good scramble opportunity there. Look, now he's taking the back of Garnett. Interesting work. That top hook in, Dean's trying to extend his body and make him difficult to control. He's gone to the triangle side of the body as well now. He's got the foot on the floor, which means he can start to put pressure. And 𝗟𝗘𝗥𝗢𝗑's doing a really good job controlling with that body triangle. He's trying to unlace it.
And there's the double grip. If 𝗟𝗘𝗥𝗢𝗑 can get that instep behind the left knee of Dean Garnett again, that much harder to extract yourself from the body triangle position. Incredible amount of pressure.
I think 𝗟𝗘𝗥𝗢𝗑 could potentially boss himself to a top position here and land some strikes, but that's great work by Dean.
𝗟𝗘𝗥𝗢𝗑 tries the up kicks. Dean almost muscles into it. Triangle attempt, but pushes right through. Close guard again for the Polish fighter.
Last 20, last 20, he's slowing down, he's happy on the flat.
10 seconds left in round 2. Dean Garnett will try to ride it out on top of 𝗟𝗘𝗥𝗢𝗑, smashing against the smart cage fence.
Stop! Fight!
Third and final round in this bantamweight semifinal. Dean Garnett in the red, 𝗟𝗘𝗥𝗢𝗣𝗘 in the black. Round 2 tough to score, Dan.
A very tough round to score. You know, Dean with the takedowns with the top position, but 𝗟𝗘𝗥𝗢𝗣𝗘 with the better position when it hit the ground, and probably with the better strikes on the feet as well. 𝗟𝗘𝗥𝗢𝗣𝗘 does look a little tired now, more labored. Oh, he goes for a takedown.
He rolls all the way through. Dean Garnett continues to grip and roll.
Oh, he's got it!
Guillotine! A tight squeeze here from Garnett.
That is tight.
𝗟𝗘𝗥𝗢𝗣𝗘 taps! Dean Garnett to the PFL Europe Tournament Final!
Wow!
He hands 𝗟𝗘𝗥𝗢𝗣𝗘 the first loss of his professional career.
Wow, what a beautiful moment between these two as well. As a veteran fighter talking to a young fighter about how bright his future's gonna be. That was beautiful. Look, that was a bad calculation from 𝗟𝗘𝗥𝗢𝗣𝗘. He came sprinting in with that takedown. He probably didn't need to do it, and he almost rolled through and got out, but look at this with Dean. Old man strength bridges over, jumps that guard, traps his arm in as well, and when you can see the tap, it's actually arm that's trapped in the guillotine that taps. Another great stoppage by 𝗟𝗘𝗥𝗢𝗣𝗘. He is a fantastic referee, gets at the right angle for the tap. We had fingertips in that earlier fight today. We had a little tiny movement on that tap there. Great work by the referee, fantastic work by Dean Garnett to move him through to the finals. I'm gonna go and talk to him, Sean.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, our referee 𝗟𝗥𝗢𝗣𝗘 calls a halt to the action at 38 seconds of round number 3, declaring a winner via submission to a guillotine choke and securing their place in the PFL Europe Bantamweight Tournament Final, Dean Garnett!